In today's video, we are going to be taking this MST drift car that currently has an Onsinki gyro and a Zuske 20 kg servo, and we're going to try to see how much better does it perform just swapping over to a GYD450 gyro. So welcome everyone, my name is Troy, this is Roadside RC. On this channel you'll find us doing all the things from crawling and drifting and bashing and racing, plus product review videos and how-tos. And today we're really looking at the impact the gyro has on your drift car. So this is my friend's drift car. I'm doing some work to it. It came with the stock servo and an Onsinki gyro in it. When I tried to swap to the YG302 gyro from Yokomo, immediately fried the stock MST servo. Boo! So when I threw in this Zuske 20 kg that I had laying around just to make sure I could get the car running, it really doesn't pair very well with this Onsinki gyro. So don't really like the Yokomo, never really have been a fan of how the Yokomo gyros drive. But what we're going to do is we're going to swap in this Futaba GYD450 and see, can it make a cheaper budget servo do really well in a drift car? First thing I'm going to do is give you a quick run with the setup that it currently has. Zuske servo, Onsinki gyro. Just redid the suspension on it. Suspension feels a whole lot better. Redid the alignment. It does well. Servo's nice and strong for what we need here. I'm going to give a couple laps around the garage just to show how the car drives now. Really, the car drives rather well. I mean, at a 60% gyro gain, it doesn't really have any wobble, but it doesn't like any big angle. It's kind of hard to control. It's a little bit on edge all the time. If I can just bump it up to 70, all of a sudden, the car truly actually drives rather well, but he starts getting a lot of that gyro wobble, and man, I just hate it, right? And so I think I could give this back to the owner, set the gyro 70-80%. It's drivable all day long, but nobody wants to be the one at the track with the front wheels wobbling all over the dang place. So we're gonna put in this GYD 450, put it into AVCS mode where it should eliminate almost all of that wobble, be able to crank the gyro gain up, and I bet this car is gonna drive beautifully. Let's get to it. Now, very simply, you can see I just mounted the gyro right up here to the factory MST location, double-sided tape, very simple. Notice the orientation, vehicles facing to the left, words are upright for me. First channel over here is channel 1, so you connect this to channel 1 on your receiver. The second one is channel 3, so you can control the gain from your controller. And then the third one is your servo wire. All right. Normally I would be putting my gyros down here in the bottom and the middle, but there is some setup with this, and it's so much easier to show you and for me to do it with it up here. With my controller on, we're now going to power on the car. You're going to wait until you see the front wheels twitch, and then you're going to turn right and you're going to turn left to see what happens with that. That sets the endpoints of your gyro, but that's only for normal operation. What we need to do now, with the car setting perfectly still, we need to set the endpoints of the controller, because you can see the car stops turning somewhere around there. I still have this much more to go. And so I need to set the endpoints in this controller appropriately so I don't burn the servo out even when the gyro is not doing anything. On the Spektrum DX5 Rugged, it's actually, the setting is under travel, and you can independently control the right travel versus the end travel. With this combo, I had to set them on about 60. That's only 1/2 of setting the endpoints that you need to do. The other endpoint setting that you do is come in here with this normal limit or gain function using the supplied screwdriver. So I'm going to turn using the controller all the way to the right, and then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to control, you can actually set the endpoints for the gyro. You see it move there? That's all done via the screwdriver. So I'm going to set how far the gyro can control. So now I'm going to come, I'm going to go to the left, and I'm going to do the same thing. I can control how far the gyro can go. Now once I've reset the steering endpoints on the gyro, I've had to come back and reset the travel endpoints on the controller. It turns out they've actually come back to basically 100% in order to get full steering on the car. Third thing we need to set up, pick the rear of the car up and move it. Alright, now when the gyro is working appropriately, let's say I'm going to move it towards me, it should steer into the curve. You see it actually steers the other direction. That's going to be a horrible, horrible driving vehicle. So we're going to come in here, normal versus reverse, and we are going to switch this, and now it will counter steer for you. Beautiful. The last thing that we're going to work on when it comes to our setup is this Spektrum DX5, along with most Futaba radios, will let you set the channel that you're selecting, which here for me is channel 3 that I have on auxiliary number 1. It'll let you set it in both a positive and negative direction. So I have the gyro set to about a -60. Alright, gyro works, but what you'll see is if I turn the wheel and I turn back, it works fast. Now with it moved all the way over to positive, what you'll notice is that when you steer, when it comes back, you see that slow return? That's the magic right there. That's really, really the magic. So that makes the car drive so much smoother, and double whammy, it eliminates that steering wobble, or at least massively reduces it. Let's put it on the garage floor. Let's see what it looks like. Just like that. It drifts so good. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, this GYD450 gyro, if you run into anything else, like just stop. Just stop. Just go buy one. Like they're just so good. That's a $20 or less cheap servo from Amazon. And that Futaba gyro makes the thing drift like it's butter. Like, I mean, that's exciting. You gotta admit, that's pretty cool. Please come over here, check out some other videos that we've got, and we will see you in the next one. So thank you and goodbye.